Good morning, America. Breaking overnight. Israel recovering the bodies of 6 more hostages in Gaza, including Israeli-American Goldberg-Polin. Reaction this morning from President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, and what it could mean for ceasefire talks.
Also overnight, NFL player shot. San Francisco 49er Ricky Pearsall recovering from a gunshot to the chest during an alleged attempted robbery. His condition this morning and what police say the teenage suspect was after.
Campaign blitz. Vice President Kamala Harris and Donald Trump hitting battleground states ahead of a Harris tour kickoff in Trump's backyard. Plus, our latest poll results, what the numbers tell us about the state of the race.
Caught on camera, fiery crash.
Crash, big black smoke in a residential area.
A Cessna hitting a power pole, then slams into a row of townhomes. Smoke and flames rising from the scene. What we're learning about the investigation.
Don't be fooled. Actor Tom Hanks delivering a warning, telling fans to watch out for swindlers using deep fake images of him in ads. The growing concern in Hollywood about unauthorized use of celebrity likenesses.
Space history. The college senior, now the youngest person to cross the border between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. Her message to others who want to follow her blazing trail.
And college football frenzy, all the excitement from week 1. The nail biters.
The Irish take the lead.
The interceptions.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
And the upsets.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
And good morning, America. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. We have a lot to get to this morning, including that breaking news from overnight. Israeli Defense Forces reporting they've recovered the bodies of 6 more hostages in Gaza.
Yeah, the 6 were all alive when they were kidnapped by Hamas during that October 7th massacre. Among those, American Goldberg-Polin.
His mother and father very vocal since the beginning, pushing to free the hostages and secure a ceasefire, even organizing with other families just this Friday on the Gaza border, using loudspeakers so that Hirsch and the other hostages could hear them in Gaza. Let's get right to ABC's Britt Clennett in Tel Aviv. Britt, good morning. This may have an impact on those ceasefire talks.
Good morning, Gio. Yeah, and we're learning new details this morning about the deaths of those captives. An Israeli official telling ABC News that all 6 hostages were found in a tunnel in southern Gaza with signs that they were shot in the head. This morning, Israel confirming the deaths of 6 more hostages in Gaza, including Israeli-American Goldberg-Polin. The other 5, Alexander Lobanov, Almag Sarusi, Carmel Gat, Adan Yerushalmi and Ori Danino. IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari saying the hostages were killed a short while before we reached them. Recovered from tunnels under Rafah, where another hostage, Fahad al-Qadi, was rescued alive earlier in the week. 23-year-old Hirsch seen here alive on April 24th in this proof-of-life video released by Hamas. President Biden expressing his sorrow over Hirsch's death in a statement saying he is devastated and outraged, saying he is grieving with Hirsch's parents, Rachel and Jonathan, who were on stage at the DNC last week, emotional as the crowd chanted, "Bring them home." Speaking to us in Jerusalem in July, Rachel and Jonathan saying time is running out.
I think something that's lost in this is the urgency. We know that many of the hostages have died in captivity.
The Hostage Families Forum releasing a statement blaming delays, sabotage and excuses, writing, "It's time to bring our hostages home." Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this morning saying, "Those who kill abductees do not want a deal. We will not let up." Hostage families blaming Netanyahu for the deaths of those 6 hostages, demanding he be held accountable. And a security official telling ABC News this morning 3 of those hostages, including Hirsch, were on the latest ceasefire draft, and they would have been freed in the first phase of the deal. There are now 101 hostages remaining in Gaza, including 7 Americans.
It's an awful new update in this crisis. Britt Clennett for us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Meantime, back here in the U.S., a frightening scene on a San Francisco street. Police say 49ers rookie Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest during an attempted armed robbery and is now recovering in the hospital. ABC's Melissa Adan is in San Francisco with the latest. Melissa, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. The shooting happening just a few blocks away from here in the heart of Union Square. It is a lively San Francisco neighborhood, and the shooting happened in the middle of the day. Well, this morning there is an outpouring of support for the 49ers wide receiver. Overnight, San Francisco 49ers player Ricky Pearsall recovering after he was shot in the chest during an alleged attempted armed robbery in Union Square.
He was walking alone when a suspect approached him and attempted to commit an armed robbery using a gun.
Pearsall was in Union Square on Saturday afternoon, signing autographs at an event center. According to police, a 17-year-old suspect confronted Pearsall and pulled out a gun. Both were injured.
Gunfire from the suspect's gun struck both Mr. Pearsall and the subject.
Pearsall was rushed to San Francisco General Hospital. According to a statement released from the 49ers, the 23-year-old wide receiver is in serious but stable condition. His teammate, Deebo Samuel, tweeting, "He's good, thank God."
Oh, yeah. Look good.
Pearsall is the 49ers' first-round pick in the last NFL draft out of the University of Florida. ABC News sources briefed on the investigation believe Pearsall was targeted for a high-end watch he was wearing at the time. San Francisco's mayor calling this a terrible and rare incident in Union Square.
This is how we hold people accountable in San Francisco. Robberies and any violence like this will not be tolerated in our city.
The 17-year-old suspect is in custody and those charges are pending. Meantime, police say Pearsall was not targeted because he is a football player and that this was a random street robbery. Gio?
A random robbery. All right, Melissa, thank you so much. Now to Americans preparing to head home from the long holiday weekend and the storms out there that could slow travel. Samara's got the trouble spots and the places that are looking good for a barbecue, though. Hey, Samara, good morning.
Good morning, Gio. Take a look at this video. So this is a time lapse of a shelf cloud rolling through Cumberland, Maryland. It looks cinematic. We had 70 wind damage reports coming out of the mid-Atlantic. Wow, so scary to see that. Here's the cold front that's going to be continuing to drive through, bringing more storms to the region. This is 5 p.m. this evening. Carolinas, get ready, especially North Carolina. You're going to see a lot of storms bubbling up as we head through the evening and overnight hours. Biggest concern is definitely going to be strong winds and some heavy rain there. Now, looking across the country, we're actually looking pretty dry for Labor Day. It's not until you get down to the southern tier of the country, the Gulf of Mexico, New Orleans, Biloxi, Houston, where we're looking at the threat for flooding. And we'll talk more about that in depth. For now, Rhiannon, back to you.
All right, Samara, thank you for that. Now to the race for the White House. The candidates zeroing in on those battleground states as the campaign is entering its final months. ABC's Mary Alice Parks is in Washington with more on that. Good morning, Mary Alice.
Yeah, Rhiannon, good morning. The Harris-Walz team said overnight they still view themselves as the underdogs in this race, despite all the momentum that they've seen on the ground. They wrote in a new campaign memo overnight saying that in 2020, this election came down to 40,000 votes across battleground states. This November, we fully anticipate margins to be similarly razor thin. Now, Harris is headed to Detroit and then Pittsburgh this weekend. In Pittsburgh, she'll be joined by President Biden. No doubt on Labor Day, the two will talk up the fact that it is Harris's campaign that has won the endorsement of several of the nation's leading labor unions. We saw many of those union leaders featured prominently at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Now, Trump in the past has made inroads with the union vote. His running mate, J.D. Vance, too, has been trying to court union workers. But that effort was hindered this summer by Trump's own comments during a conversation with Elon Musk, where he seemed to praise Musk for potentially firing workers who may want to unionize or strike. Now, also big this week, the first ballots will be sent out in a handful of states, including North Carolina. Just last week, the North Carolina State Board of Elections voted to keep Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name on the ballot. He had wanted it removed after he dropped out and endorsed Trump, but they said that the ballots had already been printed.
Another one of those key battleground states. Mary Alice, thank you so much. Let's bring in ABC's Jonathan Karl, who'll be hosting This Week later this morning. John, good morning to you. Always great to have you. So we have this new ABC News Ipsos poll out this morning. What do the numbers tell us about the state of the race? And did Vice President Harris get much of a bump after the Democratic convention?
Well, Whit, it shows that this race is very steady. Vice President Harris had a bump after she became the nominee, but the numbers are almost unchanged from before the convention. There you see them, 52% for Harris, 46% for Trump. Now, keep in mind, That is just barely outside the margin of error, Whit. And as you well remember, in 2016, Hillary Clinton won the national vote but lost the White House. So that really shows you a race that is very close to statistically tied.
And John, are we seeing any shift in the battleground states?
Same story there in the battleground states. If you look at the 7 states that will really determine who gets elected, you look at there, you see Harris has a slight lead in 6 of the 7 states. But I say slight lead in virtually all of those. This is the 538 polling average. In virtually all of those, it is statistically tied within the margin of error. So again, this race is about as close as it can be, but Democrats are in considerably stronger position than they were when Biden was the nominee.
And so, John, also, what are voters saying about the personal attributes of the candidates and the handling on the big issues?
Well, this really tells the story. If you look in our new poll, you see that Donald Trump has a significant advantage on some of the most important issues for voters. You see immigration and the economy consistently ranking at the top. He has a lead. Harris has eliminated the Republican advantage, at least in our poll, in crime and safety. And, of course, Harris has a big advantage on the issue of abortion. But look at personal attributes. On this, a different story. Harris has a significant advantage over Trump on who people think is physically healthy enough to be president, is honest and trustworthy, understands problems of people like me, and is the mental sharpness to be president. So that tells the story of this essentially statistically tied race. Republicans, Donald Trump has an advantage on some of the key issues. Harris has an advantage on who people actually like personally. And that's where the race is, essentially tied.
Essentially tied and leading up to that pivotal debate in less than a week and a half from now right here on ABC. John, we know you'll be there, and we'll chat with you in just a bit. And remember to tune into This Week later this morning for more details on that ABC News Ipsos poll. John also speaks with Trump ally Senator Lindsey Graham, plus Colorado Governor Jared Polis about Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign. Rhiannon?
Whit, now to a deadly plane crash in Oregon, a Cessna slamming into a row of townhomes, setting off a fire.
Crash, 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 crash. Big black smoke in a residential area.
This morning, 3 people are dead after a small plane crashed into this neighborhood just north of Portland, immediately sending smoke billowing into the air. NTSB officials looking into the incident as rescue crews rushed to the scene in a desperate search for survivors.
Sir, you haven't gone around any time. Say intention.
Air traffic controllers urging the pilot to change altitude immediately just before the crash.
Say intention. Your altitude indicates 1,700. You're well above the VFR altitude restrictions. I need you to descend, maintain at or below 1,200 now.
Moments later, the pilot revealing he's having control issues with the plane as it attempted an emergency landing at a local airport.
412 Golf is having some handling problems. This is a test flight. I can't get this thing.
The aircraft, a twin-engine Cessna, was carrying 2 people aboard as it crashed into a row of townhouses, igniting a 5-alarm brush fire.
We have heavy fire showing from the roof of a wood-story, two-story townhome. We need to balance this to a second alarm.
At some point during the crash, it hit a power pole or tower, causing it to fall over. And so the power lines fell into a field of some sort and started a brush fire.
Local officials say nearly 15,000 people lost their power from that crash, and at least 2 people were treated for injuries on site. 5 families there have been displaced.
All right, Rhiannon. Now a new study found that the popular weight loss drug Wegovy may also reduce the risk of death. A new study published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology found that people taking Wegovy during the COVID pandemic were less likely to die from the virus. The study found that people taking the drug still contracted the virus during the clinical trial, but their chances of dying from infection dropped by 33%.
All right, we're going to shift gears here, Gio, because it was a big week 1 in college football, and ABC's Perry Russom has all the highlights for us. Perry, good morning to you.
Whit, good morning to you. And the good news is week 1 is still going with games tonight and tomorrow. We had a great one last night that went down to the wire.
Last night's primetime game on ABC, a top 25 nail-biter. Number 7 Notre Dame at number 20 Texas A&M. Tied 13-13 late in the fourth quarter. Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love runs it in for the touchdown.
The Irish take the lead.
After this crucial stop on 4th down, the Irish seal it with a field goal and win 23-13.
Notre Dame is going to come to Kyle Field and come away with a huge victory.
Number 1 ranked Georgia taking on number 14 Clemson, also on ABC. One of the Heisman Trophy favorites, Georgia's Carson Beck, throws for 2 touchdowns.
And it is caught for a touchdown.
And Malachi Starks with this back-bending interception as the Bulldogs win 34-3. Staying with the Heisman hopefuls, Ole Miss's Jackson Dart, responsible for 6 touchdowns, all in the first half. He sat the entire second half as 6th-ranked Ole Miss beat Furman 76-0. 19th-ranked Miami against Florida at the Swamp on ABC. The Hurricanes' first touchdown of the season goes to Cam McCormick, who is in his 9th year of college football.
His 9th year playing the game, and he scores the opening touchdown for the Canes.
The 26-year-old redshirted his first year and was hurt in 4 others. Miami wins 41-17. And an upset. Vanderbilt was a 13.5-point underdog against Virginia Tech, and Vandy wins it in overtime.
And with the new playoffs extending to 12 teams, one loss does not mean it's the end for teams like Clemson and Texas A&M, who lost yesterday. Another big game tonight, a top 25 matchup with USC and LSU, 7:30 Eastern, right here on ABC, guys.
This is just the beginning.
Right? Buckle up.
Is back. Barry, thank you for that.
Let's talk about this story because we've got a history made by a 21-year-old college student. She just became the youngest woman ever to go into space. Take a look. University of North Carolina senior Carson Kitchen always had her eyes on the stars.
I used to go outside when I was younger and look at the night sky, and I would come inside and I would tell my parents and my entire family that I wanted to be an astronaut.
But she couldn't have imagined this moment.
And there she goes. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
Carson is making space history aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard on its 26th mission, traveling with 5 other civilian crew members. At 21, the youngest woman ever to cross the Kármán line, the border between the Earth's atmosphere and outer space, experiencing 0 gravity.
Look at this. You see this view and it changes your life, and you have about 4 minutes of weightlessness. I just looked out the window the entire time and just saw that beautiful Earth from space. This is incredible.
After an 11-minute journey, the capsule making its landing in a West Texas desert. For Carson, it's mission accomplished.
Just sending that message to women that you need to keep reaching for those dreams. It's not going to be easy, but that makes it even more worthwhile.
And you can see her emotion there. What's so interesting about the private space industry now is that so many people who otherwise wouldn't be able to go into space now get that opportunity. And she's one of the youngest ones, so it's pretty incredible.
How does she top this?
Right? What do you do after?
Hey, there's always the moon, Mars, you never know.
I think a lot is ahead for Carson.
I think so, for sure.